Okay, so today we are doing Ceremony by New Order. This has been requested quite a few times since I've been reacting to New Order and Joy Division as well, I guess. So yeah, we're just going to do this, and I'm going to unpack the song afterwards and see what it's all about, and see why it's so highly requested. So let's just go and see what's going on. Also, I just want to say that apparently there are different versions of the song. As you can see, this says original version. I know there's been a few recorded versions with Joy Division and then as New Order. So anyway, this is the version that I got. So yeah, let's just go. Okay, so New Order and Ceremony. Yeah, I like that song. Really like. I'll say off the bat, I really like the bass. How that just continued through the whole song, and yeah, I always like the guitar work and the bass work from Bernard Sumner and Peter Hook, and I always love Stephen Morris's drumming, and obviously no Ian Curtis here. So yeah, he doesn't need to be talked about here. But on the about here on Genius.com, we'll get into that and see what's going on, unpack the song. So after the death of Ian Curtis, it would have been understandable for the remaining members of Joy Division to give up or try to carry on without their singer. They locked themselves away in Manchester and set about finding a new sound, each taking turns on vocals before Sumner settled into the role. When Ceremony, which featured Curtis's lyrics, was released in 1981, it bridged the gap between what Joy Division had been and what New Order would become. It marked a new era for both the city and the band, ushering in the birth of rave. So that's quite the milestone, I guess, especially for the band. I'm pretty sure this is their first single, from what people have told me, and yeah, I mean, just coming from Joy Division and how that all ended because of Ian Curtis's death. Yeah, people were really interested in what obviously the rest of the group would do, and they came out with New Order, and I mean, New Order, from what I've heard, they're quite the band. So anyway, it says the song's been covered many times by many artists. Radiohead, probably the most famous of the covers. Also, it says in 2010, a Ceremony tribute album was released, consisting of over 30 songs covered by various artists, including 12 separate covers of Ceremony. So, yeah, the song has been covered quite a bit. And also, just looking at the credits here, so it says written by Ian Curtis, Gillian Gilbert, Bernard Sumner, Stephen Morris, and Peter Hook. Released October 8th, 1981. And as I said, I see there's been different versions of the song, and that's been re-released a few times. And also, Joy Division was going to have put it out or whatever, but obviously Ian Curtis died, and then they got together and redid it, and it was the first single, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, so I don't know if there's different what kind of versions and stuff like that there are. I know apparently Gillian Gilbert isn't on some of the versions, I guess. So there's a picture of a woman here on the screen, so I'm guessing that's her and that she is in this version. So yeah, there you go. And I guess we'll get into some annotations here on the song. So it says, just talking about the song again, with the first verse, the lyrics strike as an apologetic love song that Curtis had written for his wife after his marital affair, which I have read about. I didn't know that Curtis had an affair, but I just found that out like a month ago or something like that when I was reading up on Joy Division. So you always learn something new. Filled with guilt and remorse, he reflects on her love, the relationship, and the day he made her his wife. Yeah, the wedding ceremony. So I guess that might be why the song is called Ceremony. And then it says, this is why events unnerve me. They find it all a different story. So it says, the events Ian is referring to are the changes in his life that were unfolding right as Joy Division was on the precipice of becoming a global phenomenon. At the same time, Ian was having trouble with his wife because of the affair. The song was written by Ian Curtis before he committed suicide. It was the last song he ever wrote. Okay, so that's quite big. This was the last song he ever wrote. Okay, I'm just taking that in. Ian was at the start of his musical career after having recently signed with Factory Records and played several high-profile shows throughout England. Joy Division was getting ready to undertake an American tour, but Ian was terrified of flying. And also, I think Ian died just a day before, or the day before they were going to go on tour in America. So I mean, it's all just sad. So going on, it says, notice whom for wheels are turning. The wedding ceremony is beginning, and the attention is shifting onto the bride and the groom. There's a lot of downvotes for this comment, so I don't know if that's a right annotation or not. But anyway, all she asks, the strength to hold me. So it says, okay, so there's a lot of downvotes for this, how this person is interpreting the song. So I don't really want to read this now. Going on, we'll just skip this first verse. So it says, anyway, goes on, they find it all a different story. Notice whom for wheels are turning, turn again and turn towards this time. All she asks, the strength to hold me, then again, the same old story. Word will travel oh so quickly. Travel first and lead towards this time. I really like the lyricism in the song. The sense is like very vague, but I just always love Ian Curtis's lyrics and obviously his delivery. But unfortunately, he could not deliver the lyrics in this one. So going on, we'll see if there's any upvoted annotations, but there's not. It's all mine, like all a bunch of negative things. So I guess whoever annotated this whole thing on Genius.com didn't know what they were talking about. But anyway, I'm on the Wikipedia page for the song. So it says somewhere, let's see, it's been reissued. Okay. New Order. So this is after the death of Ian Curtis. The remaining members regrouped as New Order. The first release was a re-recording of Ceremony, a standalone single backed with In a Lonely Place, with the guitarist Bernard Sumner taking over on lead vocals. Because Curtis had never transcribed the lyrics, uh, Ceremony, and because the singing was so muted to the point of near inaudibility on all surviving recordings, Sumner reportedly had to put them through a graphic equalizer to approximate the lyrics. So that's pretty nuts in that way. It's just how this whole song came together is pretty cool, and yeah, I mean it's not much else to talk about here. As I said, the annotations are pretty much not held except for the first one. And what you said, Ian Curtis was kind of sad for his wife after his affair, and I mean you can kind of see where he's coming from on that, and how he had so many problems in his life already with epilepsy and depression and a newborn baby, and he was just he was in a bind, and especially in his mind. So I mean, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing and commenting and all that kind of thing. Really appreciate it. I really want to get into more New Order songs and finally get the Ceremony. I know it's a big song. A lot of people have been requesting it, and I can see why. It's such a monumental song, especially in the band's history, and especially for uh, ending a chapter on Joy Division and beginning a new chapter with New Order. And also, I want to start on the sounds. Just with the sounds of the two bands, I guess I'm gonna go on a little bit more. But with the sounds of the two bands of Joy Division, I mean, with just Ian Curtis being there, it sounds a lot more depressing. Just his baritone voice just makes anything sound more, I guess, somber. But then with Bernard Sumner, it's not. I mean, his voice is kind of deep, but it's not the same as Ian Curtis. I would say his voice is a lot more poppier. It sounds a lot more, as it says here, it says it's kind of a new wave song here, which is kind of where the direction New Order went. And obviously, Joy Division was post punk, so it's all different. And it's just cool to see that they didn't try to continue on in the same kind of spirit. They just wanted to do their own thing, go a different direction. And obviously, it worked out well for all of them. And yeah, so I guess that's it now. So again, thanks for watching, thanks for everything, and commenting and liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon, and stay safe and all that stuff. Okay.